This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Good morning, race fans. We're coming to you live from Mooresville Motorplex in Mooresville, North Carolina. We want to welcome our guests on EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing, and thank our sponsors, Kartlift, Margay Racing, and Kart Sport in North America in helping to make this possible. So along with Live PA this weekend, here at the Mooresville Motorplex, we are coming live to you on EKN Trackside Live, live audio and timing and scoring on EKN Trackside Live. That's eKartingNews.com/live. Well, it's race day number 1 of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. It's finally here, and we've got our first class out onto the racetrack for qualifying. It's Yamaha Rookie. Let's meet some of the drivers in the Yamaha Rookie class. Kart number 76, James Lynch. Races out of the Norway, Illinois kart track. His engine builder is Comet. He's on a Tony kart. He's been racing for 4 years. His favorite driver, Jimmy Johnson. That's James Lynch in the 76. Nick Shepard will be driving the number 20. His home track is MRP South Bend. He's on a PCR. His engine builder is Switch. He's got 6 top 10 finishes in the WK Manufacturers Cup as a rookie. His favorite driver, Casey Kane. That's the number 20 of Nick Shepard. We've got Caleb Tate in the number 8 in Yamaha Rookie. He's on an Arrow with Switch engines, 5 years of karting experience, and his favorite driver, Casey Kane. Austin Kendig in the number 26 out of the New Jersey Motorsports Park. Austin is a Tony Stewart fan, and he's a 2-time Kid Kart National Champion. Kyle West also running in the rookie class out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Badger Kart Club is where he calls home. He's on a Merlin with Triple E Racing as his engine builder, and his favorite sport is racing. He's not going to let anything slow me down. He says, I'm a type 1 diabetes. I don't care. I'm out here to race, and nothing's going to slow me down. Number 88, Chandler Moran in the rookie class. A Comet is the engine, and Birell is the chassis. 4 years of racing. Sebastian Vettel, Formula One driver, is his favorite driver. That's the 88 of Chandler Moran. Elliot Budzinski from Ann Arbor, Michigan in the Yamaha rookie class. He's races in the Manufacturers Cup, the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes Sprint Series. Mark Finnis in the 05 races out of the Newcastle Motorsports kart track. He's been in karting for 3 years, sponsored by Westfield Power Sports. Carter Cass in the number 1 out of Badger Kart Club in Dousman, Wisconsin on a Merlin chassis. Wolger Engines. His favorite driver, Jimmy Johnson. Kart number 1, Carter Cass. We've got the number 21 of Griffin Coons. Beaver Run is his favorite kart track. Atkins is his engine builder. He's on a Praga chassis. Kartworks is his sponsor, and Will Power is his favorite driver. That's the 21 of Griffin Coons. And the number 11 of Parker Abed. His track is the Stockholm Motorsports Park. He's on a PCR with Switch engines, sponsored by Excel Racing, K1 Race Gear, and GoPro. Some of the drivers racing in the rookie class today. And now let's get caught up on their times. Early in the session, quickest, and he was quickest yesterday in happy hour as well. It's Mark Finnis. Mark driving the number 18. Yesterday in happy hour, Mark turned a 56.271. Let's see where Mark's at today. A 57.544. So the track is a lot slower today. We had some mist this morning here at Mooresville, and it's kind of slowed things down a little bit. And quite honestly, for North Carolina this time of year, it's a little chilly. Probably 45 to 50 degrees this morning when everybody got started, and it hasn't warmed up a whole lot since. So I'm guessing the track's going to be a little greasy, probably a little hard to get grip this morning, but as the day rolls on, hopefully we'll get some warmer temperatures. I hate to say that word, but we are facing the possibility of rain over the weekend. We're doing our best to stay on our timeline this weekend and avoid that, but right now on the timeline, we're on schedule, and we hopefully can beat that rain today before it comes in later this afternoon or early this evening. We do have a kart off the track in, I believe it's turn 8, but he's back running again. Carter Cass moves up to the top of the speed charts with a 57.365. So your fast driver right now in Yamaha rookie, Carter Cass, 57.365. Airing to you live here on the live PA, of course, at the Mooresville Motorplex in the U.S. Pro Kart Series event, but also live on EKN Trackside, presented by DRT Racing, also sponsored by Kartlift, Margay Racing, and Kart Sport North America. It's Mark Finnis in the 05 on the top of the speed charts right now with a 57.352. Carter Cass, a 57.365. 1/100th of a second separating the top two drivers. Mark Finnis and Carter Cass, 1 and 2, and 1/100th of a second separation. In third, it's Caleb Tate, 57.402. And now Finnis moves it up a little further, a 57.191. So Mark Finnis in the 05 is still quickest, but he's spreading the gap out just a little bit. He's got about a 2 to 3 tenths advantage now over Carter Cass. So Mark Finnis is your fast qualifier at this point. As we reach about the midpoint of this session, it's Mark Finnis with a 57.191. That's the time to beat. Carter Cass running in second. Carter Cass with a 57.365. Kyle West third quickest, a 57.368. Then it's Caleb Tate in fourth, a 57.402. And Nick Shepard, a 57.452. That's your top 5 running order right now in the rookie class. They're all chasing Mark Finnis in the 05. Mark with about a 0.2 of a second advantage right now. And he was quick in happy hour yesterday. In fact, in happy hour yesterday, he got down into the 56s. So he's the driver everyone's been chasing in Yamaha rookie this weekend, Mark Finnis. Mark Finnis, Nick Shepard, Carter Cass, Kyle West, and James Lynch, your top 5. Once again, we're coming to you live, EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. I'm Randy Kugler. This show being produced by our good friend David Cole at eKartingNews, and we're going to be bringing you all the action this weekend here from the Mooresville Motorplex. It's race number 1 of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Mark Finnis leading the way as we wind down this qualifying session, and we're going to try to get Mark up here for a quick interview once he finishes his qualifying session and find out what makes him go so fast around this track here at Mooresville. And folks, I got to tell you, if you've never been to the Mooresville Motorplex, try to make a point to get down here. It is a beautiful, beautiful setting. Back in the woods, right outside where all those NASCAR race shops are. The wind tunnels are just down the street from here. Penske Racing's across the street. You've got the racing atmosphere, the racing environment, and these guys put together a beautiful facility, and we're having some really great racing here this weekend in this U.S. Pro Kart Series. Well, Nick Shepard said, I've had enough of this. Nick goes to the point with a lap of 57.105, 57.105 for Nick Shepard. He's now the quickest as he's 1/100th of a second quicker, actually 1/10 of a second quicker than Mark Finnis. It's Nick Shepard, Mark Finnis, Carter Cass, Kyle West, and James Lynch, your top 5 in the Yamaha rookie. Kart number 20, Nick Shepard, a 56.712. Nick Shepard gets into the 56-second bracket and now stretches that gap by about 0.4 of a second. Nick Shepard, the driver to watch now in that number 20, a 57.612. 56.712. I'm sorry, 56.712. James Lynch moves up to second with a 57.085, followed by Mark Finnis with a 57.191, Carter Cass a 57.258, and Kyle West a 57.368. But the driver everybody's chasing right now, Nick Shepard in car 20 as we wind this session down, a 56.712, gapping the field by 0.4 of a second. Nick Shepard is on a rocket ship out there right now. Just a few laps coming in. Checkered flag is out. So this is the final lap for all drivers in Yamaha Rookie. Nick Shepard, James Lynch, Mark Finnis, Caleb Tate, and Carter Cash, your top 5. Top 10, Kyle West, Andrew Castellucci, Griffin Coons, Chandler Moran, and Elliot Budzinski. But it looks like it's going to be Nick Shepard, the quickest. And his last lap was even quicker. The final lap of the session, a 56.490. 56.490 for Nick Shepard, your fast qualifier in Yamaha Rookie, as we get our first class in the books for qualifying here at Mooresville. Our next class onto the track will be the Yamaha Senior class. But Nick Shepard, the driver to beat in Yamaha Rookie. Quick lap out there. That was only about 0.2 of a second off of his happy hour session yesterday. Well, at this time, we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with Yamaha Senior qualifying. This is Randy Kugler, EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT. We'll be back in a moment.
This EKN Live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by DR Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. You've seen them in the results. You've seen them on track. Designed by 5-time world champion Danilo Rossi, the DR kart is here. And it's taking U.S. karting by storm. DR karts have already won races this year in cadet, junior, and senior, including big 125cc shifter kart wins at the Lone Star Grand Prix. And there's plenty more where those came from. If you want to get on board, the ultimate source for DR karts in North America is DRT Racing. DRT is the #1 importer of a DR kart in North America. We are currently expanding the dealer network, so if you're looking to add a new brand to your product line, it's time to look at DR Kart. Call 423-538-3838 for available dealer areas. The chassis lineup is incredible. The karts are easy to tune and ultra quick. The S97 30mm chassis was developed through the combined efforts of DR Kart and DRT Racing, and this chassis has proven itself as a top contender in both the tag and shifter classes. The J90 32mm chassis is also rocking in the tag and shifter classes for drivers looking for a stiffer model. We are also very excited to be offering the new 950mm wheelbase DR Mini Class Hero model for the sportsman and junior classes. Whether you're looking for a new chassis for 2013, a full support program to take your effort to the next level, or a motor that will take you to the top of the podium, give us a call at DRT Racing. We'll take care of you. Our phone number once again, 423-538-3838, or on the web, check us out at drt-racing.com. This EKN Live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR karts, Fisher racing engines, and arrive and drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Welcome back to Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series. This is Randy Kugler bringing you the live action on EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. We're in our Yamaha Senior Session. These are 10-minute sessions for each of these groups today. We have 7 classes in the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We have a Yamaha Rookie class. We have a Yamaha Senior class, which is on the track right now. We also have a Yamaha Junior class. We have a Yamaha Cadet class. And then we have a Leopard Masters, a Leopard Semi-Pro, and a Leopard Pro class. And this weekend we've got some great action. In fact, nearly 40 drivers in our Leopard Pro class. It's going to be a doozy, and we're going to love bringing it to you, let me tell you. We want to also give a special call out to the sponsors of the U.S. Pro Kart Series, which have been very important in helping us along the way to make this possible. Weber Grills, L&T Manufacturing, Emerson Fans, Franklin Kart Supply, Bridgestone, Margay Products, DRT Racing, Comet Kart Sales, Lakitis Racing, Kart Sport, Top Kart USA, Kart Lift Stands, HMD Trucking, UPS Employment Group, GoPro, Steiner Electric, Freem USA, GT7 Motorsports, Verde Speed Resources, RibTech, Russell Karting Specialties, Grand Products, and Lanisi Rental Group, proud sponsors of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Yamaha Senior on the track right now. And we'll get you a rundown right quick here as to who's the top of the charts. Sam Cate with a 53.494 is quick so far in the 88, followed by Joel Jens in the 35 with a 53.561. We'll meet a couple of drivers in the Yamaha Senior class. The number 69 of Anthony Granada races out of Concept Haulers Motor Speedway in Norway, Illinois. He's on a Tony kart with Wolger Engines. He's sponsored by Granada Racing, Humbert Insurance Agency, RGM Metals, Complete Building Maintenance, Ryder, Village Sewer and Plumbing, U.S. Commercial Services, Precision Process Design. His favorite driver, Fernando Alonso. Also, we've got Andrew Burton in the number 19. Andrew's on an Aero kart, Comet Racing Engines. He's been racing karts for 5 years. Andrew Burton Racing and Nuco Metals are his sponsor. His favorite driver, Formula One driver Sebastian Vettel. That's Andrew Burton in the 19. A couple of drivers we'll get to know in the Yamaha Senior class. We're getting an update on the Yamaha Senior qualifying. It's still the 88 of Sam Cate leading the way with a 52.701. Pretty doggone quick, about a half a second quicker than his closest competitor. Sam Cate is your leader in qualifying right now. That's kart number 88, 52.580. Joel Jens running in second, a 53 flat for Joel Jens. He's about a half a second off of Cate. Then it's Camden Speth, Andrew Burton, and Patrick Olson, your top 5 in Yamaha Senior, about midpoint of this 10-minute qualifying session. Now, the way this is going to work is we're going to qualify everyone today. The qualifying order will set the positions for Heat 1 and Heat 2. Basically, if you're the fast qualifier in Heat 1, if you're the fast qualifier, you will start on the pole both in Heat 1 and in Heat 2. Your point totals for those 2 heats, basically your performance in those 2 heats, will dictate where you start in the feature event. So right now, that pole position is going to be held by Sam Cate as he's moving along pretty well out there in Yamaha Senior. Sam Cate, a 52.580, still the quickest. That was on lap, I believe that was lap 6 he turned that. No, it's lap 4 he turned that lap. We'll give you a top 5 rundown here. It's Sam Cate in the 88, a 52.580. Joel Jens in the 35, a 53 flat. Camden Speth, a 53.143. Andrew Burton, a 53. Andrew Burton, a 53, there it is, 53.253. And Adam Kreppen, a 53.333. That is your top 5 qualifiers right now in Yamaha Senior. 6 minutes into this session, 4 minutes to go in Yamaha Senior. Joel Jens has taken the point of 52.577 for the 35 of Joel Jens. He's now quick by 3/100ths of a second. 3/100ths of a second separating Joel Jens in the 35. His lap of 52.577. And now Sam Cate gets a little bit quicker of 52.580. He's 3/100ths off. So it's Joel Jens, Sam Cate, Andrew Burton, Camden Speth, Adam Kreppen, your top 5. Then we've got Tony Jump, Anthony Granata, Billy Lewis, Patrick Olson, and Cameron Speck rounding out the top 10 right now in qualifying for Yamaha Senior. The time to beat of 52.577. Just a couple laps left in this session. Joel Jens leads the way, 52.577. Sam Cate in the 88 of 52.580. Can't get much closer than that. 3/100ths separating the top 2. Andrew Burton of 52.922. Give you a quick rundown by name and driver, by name and number of the driver. Joel Jens in the 35 as the checkered gets ready to fall. About maybe 1.5 laps left, something like that. 52.577 is the time everybody's chasing, and that's the 35 of Joel Jens. Sam Cate is second of 52.580. Right now, that's your front row. And they actually are about a half a second quicker than their closest driver, which is the 19 of Andrew Burton. Camden Speth sits fourth with a 53.062. Then it's the 37 of Adam Kreppen. Tony Jump starting in 6th as of right now with a 53.156. Cameron Speck in 7th. Anthony Granata 8th. Billy Lewis 9th. Patrick Olson 10th. Kellen Morrison now gets shuffled back to 12th as Colin Griffin moves up to 11th. Morse back to 12th. And Sam Watson 13th. But Joel Jens, as we get ready to wind this session down, looks like he's going to be on the point for Heat 1 and Heat 2 in Yamaha Senior. 10-minute sessions. We're finishing up our second of 7 groups. We have 7 classes in the U.S. Pro Kart Series, 2 engine packages, the Yamaha and the Leopard. Those are the 2 programs, and we have rookie divisions, cadets, juniors, seniors, a semi-pro, and even a pro division in the U.S. Pro Kart Series. And it's really allowed for a lot of people to focus on one chassis, one setup, and really get out there and have some fun. We want to thank our folks at Top Kart and Kart Sport, and also Mark Coates at the U.S. Pro Kart Series for a great cookout last night. We had a good old-fashioned Southern barbecue here at the track last night, and it was complimentary. If you had your wristband on, you got a barbecue dinner, and it was good. I can tell you that firsthand. So really a great way to kick off this series. Checkered flag is coming out at this time, and it looks like it's going to be Joel Jens setting the pace with a 52.577. Sam Cate rolling in at a 52.580. We got a few more carts coming by. Make sure nothing changes. It doesn't appear that it will. Andrew Burton, I take that back. Andrew Burton jumps up to 3rd with a 52.755. Camden Speth, a 53.062. Adam Kreppen, 53.131. That's your top 5 right now. But those top 2 are almost identical. 3/100ths of a second separating that front row of the 35 of Joel Jens with a 52.577 and the 88 of Sam Cate at 52.580. Well, we're going to take a short break. This is Randy Kugler bringing you EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. We're at the Mooresville Motorplex for race number 1 of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We'll be right back.
This EKN Live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by DRT Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK Parts.
When it comes to kart stands, you only need to know one word: kart lift. We all know that kart stands are more than just a sideline item at the racetrack. They are a central point in our racing program, and at Kart Lift, kart stands are their business. Since 1999, Kart Lift has been providing karters all over the country with high-quality stands at a common-sense price with customer service that is second to none. All of Kart Lift's stands are designed, handcrafted, and made in America. Kart Lift has proven strong over the years by providing a country of kart racers with any style kart stand they need. We offer everything from the traditional fold-up product to stacker stands to a variety of one-man motorized kart lifts for the racer doing it all on their own. Kart Lift's product line is as diverse as the racers who use them. This year we've added our new Euro Deluxe stand to the product line, which pairs European styling with American functionality. Kart Lift has and continues to be your one-stop shop for all things related to kart stands. Go to kartlift.com to view their long list of products or to find the nearest dealer to you.
This EKN Live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Welcome back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, brought to you by EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. And we are live here at the beautiful Mooresville Motorplex. This is Randy Kugler bringing you all the action, and we've got Yamaha Juniors on the track. Anthony Ganji Jr. in the 07, quickest so far early in this session with a 52.532. And let's meet some of the drivers in Yamaha Junior. For the Kart 81, a Joe Budzinski races out of the East Lansing Kart Track. He races the Manufacturers Cup and the Great Lakes Sprint Series, sponsored by Brock Motorsports. His favorite driver, Kimi Räikkönen. Mark Gabriel in the 155 races out of the Circleville Raceway Park Complex. Been racing for 5 years. His favorite driver, Clint Boyer. Davis Durrett in the Zero Kart races out of Newcastle Motorsports Park. He's on a Tony Kart, BBS engines. His favorite driver, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's the Zero of Davis Durrett. The number 2 is Zach Holden. Also races out of the Newcastle Motorsports Park. Zach's sponsored by Top Kart USA and Comet. He's on a Top Kart with Comet Motors. And his favorite driver, Tony Stewart. Nolan Rucco in the number 23 races out of the Oakland Valley Raceway Park Complex. He's on a Haas chassis. Mike Doty Racing is his sponsor, and his favorite driver, Ayrton Senna. Becker Reardon in the number 7 races out of the Jet Karting at Michiana Complex. A Burrell chassis with switch engines, and his favorite driver, Ayrton Senna. That's Becker Reardon in the 7. Mike McAndrews in the number 1 racing out of the Dousman Kart Track, Badger Kart Club, on a Burrell chassis with switch and Russell engines. His favorite driver, Mike McAndrews. Olivia Horn in the 72, racing out of G&J Kartway in Camden, Ohio, on a Tony kart with BBS engines. And her favorite driver, none other than Dale Jr. That's Olivia Horn in the 72. Joe Budzinski, racing out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, in the East Lansing kart track on a Burrell chassis and Wolger engines. Brock Motorsports is a sponsor. And that's Joe Budzinski in the Yamaha Junior class. We've got David Malukas in the 79, racing out of MRP South Bend. Fleming Racing's engines on his engine package, a Burrell chassis, and Michael Schumacher is his favorite driver. That's David Malukas in the 79. And also Max Kaser in the 55, also racing out of the G&J Kartway track. PCR chassis, Switch Racing engines. North Star Karting is his sponsor, and his favorite driver, Sebastian Vettel. That's Mac Kaser in the 55. And speaking of David Malukas, well, he's the quickest so far, but not by much. The 79 of David Malukas, a 51.837, setting the pace, but Zach Holden in the number 22, number 2, a 51.839, and not too far back from Zach is Gresham Wagner, a 52.013. 1/100th of a second back from Gresham. We've got Mike McAndrews in the number 1, a 52.023, and Anthony Ganji Jr. rounding out the top 5 with a 52.140. We have 0.3 of a second separating the top 7. We have 2/1000ths of a second separating David Malukas and Zach Holden on that front row. Right now it's the 79 of David Malukas and the 2 of Zach Holden, 1 and 2, and they're literally separated by 2/1000ths of a second. Malukas has a 51.837, and that's the time everybody's chasing right now. Holden almost had him with a 51.839, just a little bit back, and Gresham Wagner in the 05, not too far back from him, a 52.013. About midway through this Yamaha Junior session, David Malukas leads the way, kart number 79 with a 51.837. The U.S. Pro Kart Series launching their inaugural event right here at the Mooresville Motorplex. And we're coming to you live, not only in the PA here Trackside, but also EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. Here this weekend, we've got David Cole producing the show. I'm Randy Kugler, and we're going to bring you all the action, folks, here at the track. And if you're listening on our live audio streaming online at EKN, eKartingNews.com/live is the website to go to. You can catch it there on the internet, and also, of course, here live at the track. But we got some great action, and what a great racetrack. A lot of places under braking to pass. Just a really neat course, and this is the first big event they've had here. And I will tell you that the Mooresville Motorplex staff has got this place prepared to the point of finishing up the scoring tower, which is keeping me nice and warm and toasty right now. The night before we all got started, which was Thursday evening, and we got started with live trackside track activity on Friday. So they have thrashed, they've worked, they've done whatever it takes to be prepared for this event, and they've done a fine job doing it. David Malukas still leads the way. Nothing really changed at the top. Malukas in the 79, a 51.837. Zach Holden in kart number 2, a 51.839. Still that 2/1000ths of a second gap. Matt Solarzik in the 12 has closed into third spot with a 51.905. 3 drivers in the 51-second bracket right now. Gresham Wagner and Mike McAndrews round out the top 5. On back, we've got Davis Durrett, Anthony Ganji Jr., Nolan Rucco, Emerson Reed, and Sheldon Mills. That finishes up the top 10 right now, as we have about 2 to 3 minutes left in this session. So probably a couple more laps. Will they get any quicker? I don't know. Solarzik did. And yes, I can answer your question. They will get quicker. Gresham Wagner in the 05, a 51.802, sets the pace. And right now, he's sitting on the pole. The 05 of Gresham Wagner with a 51.802 sets the mark for qualifying. And with only a couple laps left in this session, will David Malukas and Zach Holden have anything left in the tank to get past Gresham Wagner, or is Gresham Wagner going to be the pole sitter in the first ever U.S. Pro Kart Series race, which will come up actually later on this morning. Heat 1 starts in about, I guess, less than an hour as we work our way through qualifying. In fact, while we have a second here, we will go through the schedule for you. If you're listening online, our first heat race of the day should go off at 10:54, and that'll be the rookie class, and we'll have 7 heat races. Heat races number 2 will start at 12:48. Well, we'll take a 30-minute lunch break around 12 o'clock, and then we'll have another 10-minute break at 2:30. The main events will start. So stay with us, EKN Trackside Live. I'm Randy Kugler along with David Cole, and we're excited to be a part of this inaugural event here at Mooresville, the U.S. Pro Kart Series. The competition so far has been tremendous, and you can just take a look at this now. Anthony Ganji Jr. When we were talking about the sessions winding down, probably not going to be much in the way of changes, and Anthony Ganji Jr. changes all that. 51.623. Anthony Ganji Jr. knocks the bottom out of it. 0.2 of a second quicker than the rest of the field. Right now, the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr. is the class of the field, shuffling Gresham Wagner back to second. David Malukas, Zach Holden, and Matt Solarzik, the top 5. But the driver to beat right now, the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr., and the checkered flag is about to fall very, very soon. So this last lap will be the flyer for most of the drivers. Will Wagner, Malukas, Holden, will any of them have anything for Ganji Jr.? Well, we're about to find out. But right now, Anthony Ganji Jr. sits at the top of the leaderboard of 51.623 in the Yamaha Junior class. And the checkered flag is out for Anthony Ganji Jr., Zach Holden, Gresham Wagner, David Malukas, and Matt Zolarzik. That remains your top 5. Not to say that won't change. Zach Holden did turn his fastest lap of the session as he took the checkered of 51.758. That puts Holden on the outside of the front row next to Ganji Jr., who Ganji is the pole sitter as we speak. Mike McAndrews turned his fastest lap the last time by a 52.023. We'll give you our top 10 as soon as the last cart crosses by the line, which I believe it has. So here we go. The fast qualifier in Yamaha Junior, the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr., a 51.623. Zach Holden will be outside the front row, a 51.644. He did it right across the line. The last cart, the last lap, as the checkered flag fell, and 51.644 for Zach Holden. He's outside front row as he sends out a flyer on the last lap. So congratulations to Zach Holden. Couldn't quite get to Ganji, but those two are 2/10 of a second apart between first and second in the Yamaha Junior class. Finishing out the top 10, it's Gresham Wagner, David Malukas, Matt Solarzik, Mike McAndrews, Dave Durrett, Nolan Rucco, and Emerson Reed, and Emily Hurlbert. That is your top 10. But the driver that set the pace, and it was a great competition out there, it was the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr., fast time of 51.623 in Yamaha Junior. Well, this is Randy Kugler on behalf of eKarting Trackside Live. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with you momentarily for cadet qualifying.
This EKN Live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Kart Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. Driver, chassis, engine. It's the trifecta. If you have them all, you can win. If you're missing one, it's a whole lot harder. If you feel like you're lacking in the power department, DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines. Brian Fisher is DRT Racing's in-house engine builder, and the multi-time WKA road race champion is making big power at DRT's Bluff City, Tennessee location. DRT Racing has a full in-house engine program and a brand new dyno that is already paying off with major horsepower gains and precision tuning. We provide race-winning power plants for stock moto, TAG, Yamaha, and we're also a road tax service center. We offer full dyno services, and we can provide trackside engine service and support at every event we attend. And if you want it all, just match your new Fisher power with a race-winning DR kart. When you slip behind the wheel, you'll know you have everything you need to succeed. To learn more about DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines, give us a call at 423-538-3838, or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And welcome back to EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. This is Randy Kugler bringing you all the action from the Mooresville Motorplex. It's race number 1 of the U.S. Pro Kart Series, and it's race day number 1, and we're in the middle of all the action in qualifying. Yamaha cadets are on the track. Big field of Yamaha cadets, 27 drivers out to see who can be the first ever winner in the U.S. Pro Kart Series in the cadet class, and we've got some great competition out there. Let's meet a few of the drivers. The number 76, Massimo Land, out of the Newcastle Motorsports Park on a Burrell, Comet Engines. Ayrton Senna, favorite driver. That's Massimo Sanchez Land, number 76. Number 10, Leonardo Stoya on a Techno Kart with Wolger Engines. Fernando Alonso is Leonardo's favorite driver. That's Leonardo Stoya, number 10. Jamie Williams in the 04, a PCR chassis with Wolger Engines, races out of the Camden, Ohio G&J Kartway track. His sponsor is PCR, and his favorite driver, Jamie McMurray. We've got a celebrity guest up in the tower right now, our pole winner in the Yamaha Junior class, Anthony Ganji Jr. Anthony, first of all, congratulations. That was a great run out there.
Yeah, thanks. It was very hard. I mean,
this track is new to you. Do you have a lot of laps on this track before this weekend?
no, not at all, actually. And it was my first time ever racing junior. So, I mean, we did pretty good for the first time.
I liked how you foxed him into thinking that you weren't quite fast enough, and then that last lap, you just blistered it. That was a great run on the last lap.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to my coaches and what they told me to do. Told me not to don't go too fast in like the first half, and then start getting fast towards the second half. So, I just kept my tires cool for like the first half and just, went around the track, kept it up there, but I didn't, really hit it until like the last 5 laps.
Well, Anthony, I want you to help me look smart, okay? And that's hard to do sometimes. But this track, in my opinion, has a lot of passing zones, but most of them seem to be under braking. Where do you think, number one, you're going to be starting on the pole, so you're going to have to protect. Where do you think will be the hardest areas of the track for you to hold off a competitor? And if you do have to get to where you're working back to the front, where are the best places for you to do that and pass on this racetrack?
I mean, turn 1's going to be difficult, coming into there because they're going to have the suck up down the straightaway. So it's going to be very difficult. And down the back stretch is going to be hard too without blocking, because you're going to watch, because a lot of kids, it's going to be hard because I'm going to have to try not to use that rumble strip out there, because on the back stretch, because if I try that and they get a good suck up on me while I'm out there, I could get pushed off the track. So I got to just be cautious of front straightaway and the back.
Now, the heat races are a little shorter, but that feature event is a long event, so you also have to be patient. Even if you get shuffled back a few spots, you can't try to get it all back in one lap, right?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely have to be patient. Patience always wins, you know. Like, that's why I don't really lead a lot. I normally just try to push the second guy, and then set him up for the last lap or the last 2 laps, or figure out the game plan.
We're talking to our fast qualifier in Yamaha Junior, Anthony Ganji Jr. And Anthony, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank because, as you said earlier, you got coaches. This is a team effort. So this is your chance. And who knows, we might talk to you a little later today, too, with any luck, right? Because it does take luck. But this is your chance to thank those people that have helped you and kind of set the stage for what's in store for everybody the rest of the day.
Yeah, for sure. My parents I would love to thank because, without their support, I wouldn't be here right now. And, I give all the glory to God all the time, And I would like to thank Whole Shot Karting, Chris Perez, PKT Axles, and about it. GT7 too.
And GT7 Motorsports. Well, Anthony, thank you very much. You're pretty good behind this microphone. I'm a little worried, to tell you the truth. Before you leave, now you're the guest commentator. Right now in cadet qualifying, we've got Lance Fenderson, who's been quick all day yesterday. Now, I assume you've got some laps in the cadet card. Am I safe to say that?
Yeah, you're definitely safe to say that.
Okay, so you've raced with some of these guys, right? Okay, now I'm going to give you the top 5, and I want you to give me some thoughts as to who you think might be sitting in the front when it's all done. We got Lance Fenderson, Max Kaiser, and now Luke Finnis, who's been quick all week. He just jumped to the point with a 55-137. Garrett Moran, who do you think? You probably raced with some of those guys. Who do you think we'll really have to watch as this session winds down?
For sure, Dylan Tavella. He'll jump up there. He's sitting back in 5th place right now. But by the end of the session, I think he might make his way to 1st. He's quick. You got to watch out for that guy. He's very consistent.
Well, I've got Anthony Ganji Jr. here with me. He's the fast qualifier in Yamaha Junior. Anthony did a great job. Best of luck this afternoon. And with a little luck, we might be talking to you again. Good luck today.
Thank you. No, thank you.
That's our fast qualifier in Yamaha Junior, Anthony Ganji Jr. What a great job he did behind the microphone, but even better, what a great job he did on the racetrack. Some more of our drivers we'll get to know in cadets as quickly as we can as this session winds down. But I do want to let you know, and by the way, Anthony's pretty sharp behind this mic and looking at the screen. He said, watch out for Dylan Tavella. Well, guess what? Dylan Tavella just set quick time with a 55.045. So Anthony knew something I didn't know. He knew that Dylan, who was sitting in 5th, was going to be on the point before long. Right now we've got Dylan Tavella up front, Luke Finnis in 2nd, Lance Fenderson in 3rd, Garrett Williams in 4th, and Max Kaiser in 5th. That is your top 5 running order with just about maybe 1 lap or so left in this session. But talk about having a tight pack. Tavella is at a 55.027. Luke Finnis sits in 2nd with a 55.137. So he's about a 10th off in 2nd spot. In 3rd spot is Lance Fenderson, followed by Garrett Moran and Max Kaiser. That's your top 5. Paley Samuel, Neil Verhagen, John Paul Southern Jr., Simon Sykes, and Alex Verhagen round out the top 10. A few more of the drivers we'll get to know in the cadet class. Matthew Northrup in the number 222 on a Burrell and Wolger Racing engines, races out of the Norway track. His favorite driver, Tony Stewart, sponsored by Express Carts and the Parts Racing team. Sam Mayer in the 22, a Merlin chassis, Wolger engines, sponsored by FMS Merlin, and he likes Roger Penske. Dylan Tavella, who right now sits on top of the leaderboard in Yamaha Cadet as the checkered flag comes out. Dylan Tavella just turned a 54.975. 54.975 for Dylan Tavella. That's going to be tough to beat. But we just saw some fast laps come in these other sessions. Let's see if Dylan Tavella can hang on A 54.975 is quick. Luke Finnis sits in second with a 55.137. Well, speaking of Dylan Tavella, let's get to know him a little bit. Dylan is on the Tony kart. His engine builder is Wolger. He's the 2013 Florida Winter Tour third overall winner, a Pan Am first place finish, first in the Rotax shootout. His goal, win it all in Micromax in 2013. He's sponsored by Mike Doty Racing and GT7 Motorsports. And his favorite driver, none other than NASCAR champ Jimmy Johnson. That's Dylan Tavella. And it looks like Dylan, we'll just double check the screen here and make sure, Dylan Tavella is going to be your pole sitter with a 54.975. Luke Finnis, Lance Fenderson, and Sam Mayer and Garrett Moran. That's your top five, followed by Max Kaiser, Paley Samuel, Neil Verhagen, John Paul Southern Jr., Simon Sykes, and Alex Verhagen. That rounds out the top 10. But your fast qualifier in cadets, the number 14 of Dylan Tavella. Well, we'll take another short break, and when we come back, we will have Masters qualifying. This is Randy Kugler from EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing here at the Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We'll be right back with Masters qualifying.
This EKN Live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts.
Do you want to be with the best? Get to race with an EKN Team of the Year award winner? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Kart Sport North America is headquartered at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina. And not only are they the exclusive U.S. and Mexico importer for the Aero racing karts, but they've recently been announced as the newest United States distributor for Fernando Alonso's FA kart and OTK parts. Two of the top names in karting chassis in one location. During the 2013 racing season, Kart Sport will provide trackside support and arrive and drive programs on the SCUSA Pro Tour, the U.S. Pro Kart Series, the WK Manufacturers Cup, the Rotax Grand Nationals, and the Pan Am Challenge. The on-site Kart Sport Pro Shop at MMX is also a Rotax service center, and they are a North American specialty distributor for SKF bearings, Kart Tech products, CZ chain, Prisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, Kart Care products, and much more. For all the information you need or to shop online for all of Kart Sport's products, visit www.kartsportna.com.
DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines. They're all part of DRT Racing's growing program. At DRT Racing, we not only offer quality products and big horsepower, we can also support our drivers with full arrive and drive programs at all the major events and series. We're trackside with our DR Kart program at the SCUSA Pro Tour and the Super Nationals, the WK National Road Race Series and Manufacturers Cup, and now the US Pro Kart Series. We're thrilled to have multi-time champion Nick Johnson on our team to elevate our chassis tuning and driver coaching programs. And Brian Fisher is always trackside to make sure our drivers' engines are ready to rip. When you're ready to take on the best, give DRT Racing a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. To check us out online, head to drt-racing.com. This EKN Live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And welcome back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series here at the Mooresville Motorplex. We're bringing this to you live on EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing, also sponsored by Kartlift, Margay Racing, and Kart Sport North America. I want to remind everyone, if you want to drop in a little note that you're listening or anything you want to contribute to the show, news at eKartingNews.com for feedback and shout-outs. And we've got one here from Chris Giamara, my old buddy back in the Manufacturers Cup days, the WK. Chris gave us a little note on Facebook that he is listening in and enjoying the show. So hopefully there's a lot more of you there that are listening in that couldn't make it here this weekend. But I will tell you, if you couldn't make it, you missed it. And don't miss the next one. We've got an event coming up in Newcastle. I'll give you the dates on that here in just a moment. June 7th through the 9th is the next U.S. Pro Kart Series event at Newcastle Motorsports Park. It's going to be a dandy, great facility up there. And we're at a great facility this weekend here at the Mooresville Motorplex. What a beautiful facility. And we're just really glad to kind of launch this program here at such a nice place. Well, right now we've got the Masters on the track, and let's meet a few of our drivers. Kart number 44, Tom Bruce, races out of the East Lansing kart track. He's on a Tony kart with Comet engines. His sponsors are Oakland Companies Insurance and PKT Karting. And his favorite driver is Eric Meissner. Cowboy Humphreys in the 2YC Margay with Cook engines. His crew chief is Lynn Boltman. He won the 2012 Mid-State Kart Club Championship in his 4th year of racing. And Chuck Tate, kart number 3 on an Aero chassis and Comet engines. Racer Sights is his sponsor. So Chuck Tate in the number 3. Chuck Gaffara in the number 35 is the driver setting the pace right now with a 49.587. Number 79, Brian McAvoy sits in second at a 49.816. Chuck Tate with a 50.025 third. Tim Shute with a 51.84 sits in fourth. And Brian McCaddy rounds out the top 5 with a 50.508. Chuck Gaffara was fastest in happy hour yesterday at a 49.301. He just turned in a 49.058, so he's one of the few drivers today that is actually faster than he was yesterday in happy hour. Brian McAvoy is 6/10 of a second off of Chuck Gaffara with a 49.678. Then you got Chuck Tate, Chad Kruger, and Tim Shute, your top 5. But they're really trying to chase down Gaffara, who has somewhat distanced himself. McAvoy did turn in a quicker lap of 49.678, as did Chuck Tate. But Chuck Gaffara says, yeah, you know what? No big deal. I'll just turn a 48.799. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. 48.799 for the 35 of Chuck Gaffara. Chuck is the quickest. Well, we got another celebrity up on the tower as we work through our Masters qualifying. We've got Dylan Tavella. Dylan is the fast qualifier in our cadet class. He hails from Long Island, Massapequa, New York, actually. Well, Dylan, welcome to the Mooresville Motorplex, the U.S. Pro Kart Series, and congratulations on a great run today.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I did it all by myself, no draft. It was pretty hard to handle.
Have you raced this track before?
Yeah, I raced it last week. This is my second time here.
You don't have a lot of track time on this track. Do you like the track?
Yeah, it was fun. Last week I did 350 laps on this track. It was pretty fun.
I'm sorry, let me see if I got this straight. Last week you did 350 laps on this track?
Yep.
Were you tired?
definitely.
You were definitely tired. I can imagine so with 350 laps. Well, tell me a little bit about your qualifying run. You waited till late in the session, and then, like they call it with the big cars, you took on a flyer and just went out there and you really cut a good, solid lap. How did you do that?
I just try to break the late as I can.
Did you notice anything different on that later in the session on that last lap, the fast lap? Did you do anything differently? Did you notice anything different from earlier in the session?
Yeah, I did. I have to get out of the corners better and faster. It'll help me get a better jump start.
So you want to carry the speed through the corners, because if you get in the corner and you get a little sideways or get in and miss the apex a little bit and you lose power, that binds the cart down, right?
Yep, definitely.
And you don't want to do that. You got to free roll through the corner so you come off with good speed and good straightaway speed, and that's what you did on that lap. That was a great job. Well, I know you got some sponsors, and I'm sure Mom and Pop that's helped you along the way. Why don't you go ahead and thank them for us right now?
I'd like to thank Anthony Ganji Jr., Mike Doty Racing, Iron Rock Racing, Barry, my dad, my mom, and Phil Pignataro. And
All right, and Dylan, let me just tell you, I'm going to give you a free pass here. If there's anybody you forgot, you can back up here, and we'll make sure we thank them too. How's that? So you're in the clear. Don't worry if you forgot anybody, but I think you did a pretty good job. Well, Dylan, best of luck to you the rest of the day. You got a lot of racing ahead of you. Any idea, any strategy at all you've been thinking about? You'll be starting from the pole in the first heat.
I'm trying to get a good run in the beginning, and then I can just relax at the end.
Good deal. That's a good program and a good strategy, Dylan. Congratulations on a good run, and we might be talking to you later today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dylan. Good job, buddy. That's Dylan Tavella, our fast qualifier in our cadet class. Well, we're winding down our Masters, and Chuck Gaffara, a 48.799, sets the pace. Competition is getting a little faster. Brian McAvoy, a 49.354, sits second. 49.626 for Tim Shute in third. Chuck Tate, a 49.657, and Chad Kruger, a 49.699, your top five. Brian McCaddy, Scott Button, Cowboy Humphreys, Jim Brickley, and Tom Bruce rounds out the top 10. But your fast qualifier, and a half a second better than the field, I'm guessing he's probably going to hold on to that, is the 35 of Chuck Gaffara. Right now, he's sitting there with a 48.799 lap, and that seems awfully, awfully tough for anybody to beat. Now, Brian McCaddy just turned his fastest lap, a 49.358. That pushes him up to third and shuffles Chuck Tate back to fourth. Tate just turned his fastest lap, but it's not quick enough to move to third, a 49.575. So these guys are getting faster, but right now Chuck Gaffara, nobody gotten into the 48 yet but Chuck at a 48.799. So he's going to be awfully, awfully tough today. I'm sure the rest of the drivers are going to be looking at their setups and making some changes. But, boy, Chuck has got that thing dialed in Masters. Chuck Gaffara with the checkered flag now out. Chuck Gaffara setting fast time of 48.799 as we wind down this session. Checkered flag falls for the rest of the field. Once again, for those of you wanting to do a little shout out or get some feedback on the racing, ask any questions to our producer David Cole. The email is news@eKartingNews.com, and we'll respond. And if it's something you want to give a shout out, we'll certainly do it over the air as well. We just got a nice little message in there from our good friend Chris Giamara, one of the great sprint drivers in recent history in karting, both WK and other series. So, good friend Chris Giamara listening in. Thanks for reaching out to us, Chris. We hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend and listening to our race live call at EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. And this is a shout out and good luck to Chuck Gaffara, Chucky G. Paralyn, call us from the winner's circle. Go Team Paralyn. Love Track Mom and Track Dad. A shout out for Chuck Gaffara. Good timing because Chuck just set fast lap in the Leopard Master class. Chuck with a 48.799. Your top five starters in Heat 1 will be Brian McAvoy, Brian McCaddy, Chuck Tate, and Tim Shute. And at this time, we'll now take a short break. This is Randy Kugler bringing you live coverage here at the Mooresville Motorplex of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. This is EKN Trackside Live presented by DRT Racing. We'll be back shortly with qualifying for the semi-pro class.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by DRT Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts. We need to buy American. You hear that a lot these days. And when you buy American, you're supporting American families and American industry. If you believe in this, then believe in Margay, proudly American, building quality racing karts in St. Louis, Missouri for the last 50 years. Margay's Brava program is entering its 17th year of development and production, and quality and performance are second to none. Our 2013 lineup of chassis can put any racer in the seat of a new Brava. The Brava 1.13 is the ultimate kart for tag competition, featuring fully adjustable caster and camber, Ackerman, front and rear ride heights, and removable torsion bars. The 411 offers the same quality of product for four-cycle applications. The Brava C2 Cadet chassis and the Wildcat Kid Kart are the newest offerings, and they take quality and performance to a new level. The C2 Cadet features an adjustable pedal assembly and wheelbase that will grow with your child, while the Wildcat is the perfect way to introduce your son or daughter to the amazing world of karting. You can see the entire Margay chassis lineup at our website, www.margay.com. Margay, made in America, by Americans, for American karting, since 1964. Margay, it's your choice. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR karts, Fisher racing engines, and arrive and drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And welcome back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series here at the Mooresville Motorplex. This is Randy Kugler bringing you live coverage on EKN Trackside Live presented by DRT Racing. For those of you wanting to give a shout out or feedback on the program, the email is news@eKartingNews.com, and we'll give you the recognition over the air. We're bringing you live coverage here of the first ever U.S. Pro Kart Series event, and so far it has been a doozy. We got the semi-pros on the track right now, and let's meet a few of those drivers in semi-pro. Kart number 82, Chandler Horton. Chandler races out of the Newcastle Motorsports Park complex. He's on a Tony kart. His engine builder is Comet Kart Sales. His sponsors are Bell Helmets, IndyCar, Mom, Dad, and Racecraft One. And Chandler's favorite driver is Alex Zanardi. The 05 of Gresham Wagner in this class races on an Aero chassis with switch engines. He's the 2010 Cadet and Yamaha Sportsman Heavy WK champion. His sponsor is Kart Sport USA, and his favorite driver is Jeff Gordon. That's Gresham Wagner. Braden Eves in the 41 races out of the Circleville Raceway Park complex. He's on a PCR with Wolger Racing Engines. He's been racing for 7 years. GT Karting is his sponsorship. His favorite driver, Sebastian Vettel. Davey Manti Jr. also out there in the semi-pro class, coming all the way from Pasco, Washington. Davey Manti. He's on an Aero chassis. P1 is his engine builder. His sponsors are Kart Sport North America, Eric Jones, and Brandon Jones. Austin Strauss in the 71 in the semi-pro class on a Tony kart with Comet engines. His sponsors are the Ocala Grand Prix and his mom and dad. Lewis Hamilton is his favorite driver. That's Dustin Strauss in the 71. Austin Cindric in the 77. In the Aero chassis, Billy Vincent engines. His sponsors are C4 Motorsports, Kart Sport North America, Night Train Clothing, Snap-on, OMP, and Kimberly-Clark. And his favorite driver, Greg Moore. That's the 77 of Austin Cindric. And we'll work our way through some qualifying times now. Good battle at the top. The 42 of Davey Manti just clipped a 49.034. That didn't last long because Matt Solarzik got a little quicker. 49.028 for the 12 of Matt Solarzik. So it's Matt Solarzik first, Davey Manti second, 1/100th of a second separating the two. In third is Gresham Wagner, only 7/100ths of a second back with a 49.100. Then it's Dustin Strauss and Braden Eves, your top five. They're all chasing Manti, who just went into the 48-second bracket with a 48.947. We've just passed the halfway point of this session, and Davey Manti Jr. leads the way in the number 42 card of 48.947. Matt Solarzik, a 49.028. Gresham Wagner, Dustin Strauss, and Braden Eves, your top five. Austin McCluster sits in sixth, followed by Mike McAndrews, Chandler Horton, Austin Erickson, Austin Cindric, and Andrew Cook. Right now, the only driver in the 48s is Davey Manti Jr., a 48.947. Nipping at his heels, Matt Solarzik, a 49.028. We got another celebrity in the scoring tower now. It's our fast qualifier in our Yamaha rookie class out of Gobles, Michigan, Nick Shepard. First of all, Nick, congratulations. That has to be pretty exciting, sitting on the pole for the first U.S. Pro Kart Series event. You pretty excited about that?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds good. Well, how long have you been racing, Nick?
4 years.
4 years? Okay. And what's your home track? Where do you race normally?
MRP.
Okay, MRP in South Bend. I've been there quite a few times. That's a nice track. Have you ever raced here before?
No.
What do you think about this track?
It's a very fast and fun track.
Well, now I've got two questions for you. The first question is you'll be starting from the pole. So let's say, and hopefully the plan is you're going to get a good start and get out front. What parts of the racetrack are you most concerned about where you might get passed? What areas are the hardest areas you think to protect where somebody could pass you?
Just about the last one going down the straightaway because I'm having troubles with that turn.
Okay, so, and you got to watch because somebody could slip inside the under braking maybe and try to make a pass. So you've always got to watch for that, right? Okay, now, let's suppose that you don't get a good start, so you get shuffled back 3 or 4 spots. Now, you have to be patient, but where do you think the best place would be to pass somebody on this track?
The straightaway or the back of the track?
Okay, now there's a front straightaway and a back straightaway, and as I understand it, they're pretty much the same. So at the end of the straightaway, maybe slipping inside of somebody, is that a good spot?
Definitely.
Okay, now, I know you have some people you want to thank. You've got some sponsors, Mom and Dad. Who has helped you this weekend to be so fast and sit on pole position?
North Star Karting, Cane Track, Drone Chiropractic, Switch, North Star Electric, XL Racing.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Nick, congratulations. You had a good run, and good luck today in the heats and the feature, okay?
Okay.
All righty, good job, Nick. Thank you very much. Okay, we're just getting ready to wind down our qualifying and semi-pro. Checkered flag about to come out. We'll give you a quick rundown. Davey Manti Jr. leads the way with a 48.918. Matt Solarzik in the number 12, a 49.028. The 05 of Gresham Wagner sits third with a 49.100. Then we got the 71 of Dustin Strauss with a 49.189, and Braden Eves rounds out the top five with a 49.247. Checker flag about to fly, just a few seconds left, but Davey Manti Jr., the one to beat, only driver getting into the 48-second bracket with a 48.918. It's Davey Manti Jr. leading the way. Checkered flag just about ready to come out. And this leaves one class after our break. When we come back, we're going to have the pro class, and we're also going to have the fast qualifier in Masters to talk to us. That's Chuck Gaffara. He's going to be with us when we come back from the break. Tell us how he's so fast this weekend, and maybe let us in on a couple of his secrets as to how he gets around this racetrack, because I have a feeling he might have a few laps on this track because he lives close by and certainly is pretty familiar with it. So our fast qualifier looks like it's going to be Davey Manti Jr. Checkered flag comes out, and we've got Davey Manti Jr. with a 48.918. Matt Solarzik, a 49.028 in second. Gresham Wagner third with a 49.100. Dustin Strauss fourth with a 49.189. Braden Eves fifth with a 49.247. That rounds out the top five for qualifying. Davey Manti Jr., your fast qualifier in semi-pro. Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have pro qualifying, and we're going to have our celebrity guest in here, Chuck Gaffara, who's fast qualifier in the Masters class. So we're going to get a chance to visit with Chuck and learn a little more about this racetrack and how he's so fast out here this weekend. But in the meantime, let's take a short break. This is eKartingNews Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing here at the Mooresville Motorplex, the U.S. Pro Kart Series. This is Randy Kugler. We'll be back with pro qualifying after this message.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by DRT Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. You've seen them in the results. You've seen them on track. Designed by five-time world champion Danilo Rossi, the DR kart is here, and it's taking U.S. karting by storm. DR karts have already won races this year in cadet, junior, and senior, including big 125cc shifter kart wins at the Lone Star Grand Prix. And there's plenty more where those came from. If you want to get on board, your ultimate source for DR karts in North America is DRT Racing. DRT is the #1 importer of a DR kart in North America. We are currently expanding the dealer network, so if you're looking to add a new brand to your product line, it's time to look at DR Kart. Call 423-538-3838 for available dealer areas. The chassis lineup is incredible. The karts are easy to tune and ultra quick. The S97 30mm chassis was developed through the combined efforts of DR Kart and DRT Racing, and this chassis has proven itself as a top contender in both the tag and shifter classes. The J90 32mm chassis is also rocking in the tag and shifter classes for drivers looking for a stiffer model. We are also very excited to be offering the new 950mm wheelbase DR Mini Class Hero model for the sportsman and junior classes. Whether you're looking for a new chassis for 2013 a full support program to take your effort to the next level, or a motor that will take you to the top of the podium, give us a call at DRT Racing. We'll take care of you. Our phone number once again, 423-538-3838, or on the web, check us out at drt-racing.com. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. PR karts, Fisher racing engines, and arrive and drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Welcome back to the Mooresville Motorplex. Qualifying going on right now for our pro class in the U.S. Pro Kart Series. This is eKartingNews.com/live is the website address. EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing, is our show this afternoon. Sponsors also Kartlift and Margay Racing and Kart Sport North America. Well, we got another celebrity guest in here with us. It's the fast qualifier in Masters. Not a stranger to this track, not a stranger to Victory Lane for sure, as he's a veteran karter. A lot of success over the years. Chuck Gafara, welcome to Mooresville Motorplex, but I have a feeling this track is not too much of a stranger to you.
No, it's not too much of a stranger because we get to come and run here whenever we want. It's a new track, but man, I'll tell you what, I learn something every time we ride this track. I mean, and then you have to throw in the rubber buildup and today the air and the temperature and everything. So it all plays a role. And but this track, there's so many characteristics to it. And I've been racing here we had a series here about 2 months ago, and I had to chase the Rotax motors. So I think that's what's really helping me out. I've had that chasing session going on for a couple months, and you know we're rolling pretty good. I've had Phil Kirby on the phone. I've had Jim Russell Jr. on the phone. I've been here with Jeff and Haddock and Jim Rogero and trying to get fast, and they've all helped me out. So it's a collaboration of people. So
if you can't get fast with those guys, something's wrong.
Absolutely, they know their stuff, and you know I got a few years experience myself too. But it's all fun. We're having fun, and that's the main thing to going fast.
Absolutely. Well, I know you got some people you want to thank, some sponsors. You just named a few, but it's always a team effort to have this success. So this is your chance to just kind of give credit where credit's due on your team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. First off, I got to thank Jim Russell Jr. He couldn't make it this weekend, but he's still there on the phone. Russell Karting has been with me for a long time, and IAMI, the Leopard Motor Company, and also Parolin Chassis. So I got to thank all them.
All right, real quick question for you, Chuck. I've asked everybody, and you can certainly give me some great insight. Hardest places to protect on the track, best places to pass on this track?
Best places to pass really is straightaway. You can make some dives here and there, but it'll kill your momentum. So, I got tied up a few times yesterday with some slower karts and had to wait, and that can cost you some time. So, there will be some good passes here and there. The inner 180 is a good place. People get underneath each other there, but you got to stay in the rubber too. So.
Well, Chuck, good luck today in the heats and feature. Chuck Gafara, fast qualifier and Yamaha Masters. Good to have you here, Chuck.
Thank you, and thanks to the U.S. PKS here for having this series, and hopefully it builds, and there's a lot of top competitors here, so pretty good series.
Thank you, Chuck. Chuck Gafara, our fast qualifier in the Masters class. All right, we'll get updated here on our pro class as we reach the midpoint. Ashley O'Hara leads the way with a 47.478, followed by Austin Self with a 47.540. Sean Sharkey sits in third with a 47.554. Then it's Mike Geeson with a 47.560. Derek Dignan with a 47.576. Phil DeLeo a 47.602. Brandon Jarczyk a 47.614. Jesus Rios, a 47.528, goes all the way up to second, chasing down Ashley O'Hara, but Ashley still leads the way with a 47.478. We've got another fast qualifier, as I'll call it, our celebrity guest up here. Davey Manti Jr., all the way from Washington. But Davey, now you're the Davey Manti Jr. fast qualifier and semi-pro. But I've got to ask you first, you say Pasco, Washington, but are you actually living in North Carolina now?
No, I just been spending a lot of time tested a couple times down here. It's kind of like my second home track.
Okay, so you had a lot of track time here, and I'm guessing you had some visions of bigger and better things on down the road in the next few years since you kind of centered around the Charlotte area.
Yeah, definitely. Hope to move on just up the ladder, make it to the top.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about this racetrack and your qualifying laps because they were pretty strong. Tell me some of the characteristics you like about this racetrack here at Mooresville.
The banking, and it's very technical. There's some off-camber. It's fast but tight, and you don't really see that a lot, so it's a good track.
Okay, let's say that you're leading the race and I'm running second, and I need to get around you. Where's my best place to do that?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. A lot of passing lanes. Mostly under braking.
Yeah, you brake in almost every corner here.
Okay, David, well, I know you got some people you want to thank, some sponsors, some people that have helped you get to your accomplishment today and what lies ahead the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend. So this is your time to thank those sponsors.
I want to thank Eric Jones for letting me stay at his house and helping me out with the cart, and Ron for working on it because my dad couldn't come out, and P1 Racing Engines for having an awesome engine, and Aero Racing Parts and Cars for North America.
All right, well, great job, Davey. Congratulations on your fast qualifying time today in semi-pro, and best of luck the rest of the day in your heats and feature.
Thank you.
That's Davey Manti Jr., fast qualifier in semi-pro here at the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Thank you, Davey. Good job. These little guys do a heck of a job out here behind the microphone, I'll tell you. Well, we're live, EKN Trackside Live, actually, presented by DRT Racing. Also want to thank Kartlift, Margay Racing, and Kart Sport North America for helping to make this possible. Anyone wanting to give a shout-out or feedback, it's news@eKartingNews.com, and you can leave us an email message. We'll read it over the air and kind of get you a little day in the sunshine here. Some great qualifying sessions, and we're only minutes away from our first heat race. Right now, Derek Dignan leads the way in the pro class. Derek sits on the top of the list with a 47.547. Ashley Rajero, a 40. We back up on that. Derek Dignan is a 47.238. Ashley is a 47.325. Phil DeLeo sits third with a 47.369. So let's collect our thoughts on those first three. 1/10 of a second, basically. 1/10 of a second separating Dignan, Rajero, and DeLeo. Mike Geeson, not all that far back either, a 47.476. Jesus Rios, a 47.528. Rounds out the top five. And boy, you got some big names in there. Derek Dignan on the pole right now. The checker flag is out for the pro class. Derek Dignan, a 47.238. Ashley Rajero, a 47.325, will be outside front row, barring any last lap flyers here, but it looks like everybody's kind of winding down. I don't see that changing, but we'll certainly let you know if it does. Nope, not yet. We've got a few more cars left across the stripe. Top five is Dignan, Rajero, DeLeo, Jarsakrik. Brandon Jarsakrik just turns a 47.457. He moves up the line into fourth, bumping Joel Jens back to fifth and Mike Geeson back to sixth. But as we wind down, it appears like your fast qualifier in the pro class is going to be the 24 of Derek Dignan. We'll give you a quick top 10 rundown on qualifying for the pro class. Derek Dignan is the fastest with a 47.238. Ashley Rajero, a 47.325, sits second in the kart 17. Then it's the 77 of Phil DeLeo, a 47.369. Brandon Jarsakrik, a 47.457, will sit fourth. Then in fifth, it'll be Joel Jens with a 47.468. Mike Geeson in the 86, a 47.476. Jesus Rios, a 47.528, will start seventh. Austin Self, a 47.540 is 8th quickest. Then it's Sean Sharkey with a 47.554 and Jacob Donald, a 47.611. That is your top 10 qualifiers in the pro class, but our fast qualifier, once again, the 24 of Derek Dignan with a 47.238. Well, we'll take another short break. When we come back, we're going to have racing here at the Mooresville Motorplex U.S. Pro Kart Series, race day number 1, and we'll have heat number 1 of the rookie class. They're gridding as we speak. But let's take a short break. This is EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. I'm Randy Kugler here at the Mooresville Motorplex. For the U.S. Pro Kart Series, we'll take a short break and come back with heat number 1 of the rookie class.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by DRT Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts.